Dean Linke, delighted to be with Russell Earnshaw, and we heard Christian Lavers talk about the fact that the ECNL is not just about being the best in soccer, but the best in sports. And because of that, they often bring in people from other sports, and you have made your name in rugby. When you got the call to come here and be a part of this ECNL Coaching Symposium, which, by the way, is the biggest one we've ever had, why was it easy for you to say yes?
Well, yeah, there's a lot of people here, so well done. Yeah, I did a couple of videos for them before around this stuff like coach behaviours and maybe how coaches can develop themselves. And so I guess I'm always interested if people are curious. I think lots of the stuff is transferable across sports. The tech tack, I don't claim to be an expert in that. But yeah, hopefully there's some stuff that'll help coaches think differently, and yeah, what a place to come and chat about it.
Well, I thought your presentation was great. I loved how you moved around the room and you really challenged everybody in there to get involved and make it interactive. Is that kind of part of your style?
Yeah, well, I was here yesterday, so I was a bit worried, if I was honest, because there wasn't loads of interaction yesterday, and I was like, oh, they might think I'm a bit weird, and maybe I was just warming them up for Doug Lemov. So yeah, I would want to help people like take it to their context. So hopefully they come here, they have a great experience, and they're able to go, okay, there's some stuff I took from Doug, some stuff I took from Neil, a couple of things I took from Rusty that I can take back, and it's actually going to help me get better. I think one of the challenges of coaching is that sometimes you're lonely. You know, you haven't got loads of other coaches around you. It's a really challenging job. It's very like you're doing it in front of like parents and stuff like that. And so sometimes you can't necessarily experiment, or you're not sure about trying some stuff. So hopefully this giving people a chance to get together, share some ideas, and then go back and hopefully do even better work for the kids.
Russell, not the easiest question, but I want you to think about it because you talked about you wanted to leave them with some stuff. Like if you could pick maybe 3 things that you definitely wanted to leave them with, or at least 2 things, can you answer that question?
Well, hopefully it's individual. I've chatted to a few people afterwards and just asked them like what was helpful. For some people, it was just actually that I need to think differently. Second thing is probably like tied in with some of Doug's stuff around how do we coach individuals. So Doug spoke a lot around perception and maybe experts versus novices and what they see. And then for me, that would be super important. How do we coach individuals? And then the last thing is like, yeah, maybe just spending a bit more time thinking about not necessarily just the practice, but me as a coach, what am I going to be doing? And if there's a couple of us coaching together, and I've had a few convos about people that co-coach together, like how are we going to work together so that we can help the players as much as possible?
One of the things that I found deeply moving, and maybe because I'm a bit of a wimp, but the young kids supporting each other, and that was part of your thing, right? I mean, that was important for you, I think, to make that a part of your presentation.
Yeah, so well, Higgy, who was on that, we call him Mr. Worldwide, so he'll be excited. He's in Vegas. Lots of the Olympics retweeted that when it came out. Justin Bieber put it out on his Instagram, so we were all like, Higgy's like Mr. Worldwide. But yeah, it's a clip from Seba courses, and one kid is, you know, literally and physically holding someone and just telling him, you're a great player, you've got this. And so, yeah, I think what I'm interested in is like, well, what does the coach do to make sure that type of situation happens, as opposed to what does the coach do where one player makes a mistake and then everyone else blames that player. So it's a cool clip. I think some people thought it was fake to start with, but like that's it. And yeah, I would just love that to be, you know, more and more environments for young people.
It was so genuine. It was awesome. Look, we know about the parallels in coaching. What about the parallels between rugby and soccer? Do you have some?
Yeah, well, I was like, rugby's a bit more complicated. Maybe why it hasn't quite taken off here yet, although it sounds like you're going to a game soon. Yeah, I mean, they're both invasion sports, so the principles would be pretty similar. We're talking about how do we help players find best space in attack, and how do we dictate as a defensive team to our opponents so we can get the ball back. So I think that would be pretty similar in that aspect. And the other thing I think a lot about is both of them are tactical warfare. So football's become even more tactical. And I read recently about Arsenal changing tactics like 31 times in a game. And so your ability to preempt that or to do something about it is super important. So yeah, I mean, they're both places where tactical warfare exists. So I guess I'm interested in how do we coach players that are able to solve those problems.
I feel like you've earned it, at least in my opinion, right to big pimp yourself. If people want to learn more about what you do and maybe invite you to speak at one of their conventions, how can they track you down and get in a hold of you?
I'm terrible at running my website, so don't go there. It just became too much admin. So, yeah, I'm on LinkedIn, Russell Earnshaw. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. Slide into my DMs or whatever people say. But yeah, no, I'm always keen to come and hang and learn. It's been great for me. Thanks so much for having me, because got to spend a couple of days like chatting with like-minded people and learning from them as well. So I appreciate you guys.
Russell, you got a great way about yourself. Thanks for being a part of this.
Thank you, sir. I'm glad I made you upset and cry.
Russell Earnshaw, getting it done.